What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric, and today on the channel we're going to be checking out this. This is a Caparison Dellinger model here, and this is going to be probably one of the first times that I've actually really sat down with a Caparison guitar, and I'm really excited to do that since I've only played these guitars at NAMM, and you know, if you're at NAMM, it's been played by maybe 100 or 1,000 other people at that point. So I'm very excited to spend a little bit more time with this guitar outside of that particular context. Before we dive into this guitar, we're going to set this guitar up and we're going to mod it, so let's go do that right now. Alright, we got the Caparison Dellinger on the bench. Just going to go up and down it. We just got to, of course, highlight those clock inlays, that Caparison signature on all of their guitars. Yeah, this thing looks really awesome. I'm just going to run my hands up and down the fingerboard. Those feel really good. These frets feel really good. There's no sharp fret edges. I do want to mention that the neck profile on this, like, it really feels like there are some rounded shoulders on the neck. It feels like it's worn in, even though this is like a brand new guitar. Like, this feels really good right from the factory, and as it should. It's a high quality made in Japan guitar, and pretty much anything that's made in Japan is gonna be bar none amazing right out of the box. Now the only thing I'm gonna do to this guitar is actually to switch out the volume pot for a push-pull potentiometer here. This is just a regular one that comes from factory. I'm gonna switch this out to a push-pull potentiometer so then we can get some single coil guitar tones out of these pickups. These pickups are wired as 4 conductors, although they're clearly not wired up as that. So I'll do that, we'll then string it up, and then we're gonna plug it in. Here we go. Alright, so we're gonna take this back cover off. This is made of metal, really nice touch. Designed in Japan and made in Japan. Again, some of the best guitars you can get come from Japan. Here's the back of the wiring. We've got like a big old master ground here. The bridge is grounded, and it looks like everything's grounded to it, so that should really help with any of the noise that might be coming from this guitar, or any guitar if you're having any sort of grounding or noise issues. There are lock washers under pretty much every sort of component on here, which is pretty awesome. That's just going to help these parts staying tight in the guitar. This should be a really easy process. I'm just going to unsolder. I might just clip all of these extra wires that are coming off of this original volume pot. I'm going to wire it all up to this new volume pot right here. And then all these red and green wires down here on both pickups, those are the wires that are going to be connected right down here. That's going to enable push-pull, or like that single coil guitar tone. Really easy process, and maybe Caparison would consider doing this from the factory just so the player has the option to have some single coil guitar tones when they get the brand new Caparison guitar. Alright, so here we have the Caparison Dellinger all done up. We got the push-pull knob installed and got that split coil tones going on. Took the action way down, might be a little hard to see, but this thing plays so good. Hydrated the fingerboard, and look how good those clock inlays look on that. I'll try to get a better shot off screen. But yeah, this thing looks and feels really awesome right now. A little bit of foam behind the nut, tightened up everything. I put some wood glue on the screws that hold the strap pins into the body, and that's just gonna hold the strap pins in way better than, you know, not using wood glue. It's just gonna hold it in there, so you really don't have to worry about it, even if you have strap locks. And lastly, I sunk the neck pickup down into the body a little bit more, so when you're switching between the bridge and the neck pickup, you're gonna have an equal balance of volume between the two pickups. But otherwise, this guitar didn't really need much, and honestly, most guitars at the end of the day don't need a ton. So if you are buying a used guitar, you just need to do a couple things, such as setting the action, getting the neck straight and things like that, cleaning it up, and you're gonna have a wicked guitar at the end of the day, regardless of how much you paid for it. Alright, so let's get to some specs and features. This is the Caparison Dellinger 2 FX, and the FX stands for a fixed bridge, which this guitar has. This guitar has a maple body on the bottom here with an ash top. And I do like how Caparison kind of has like this like pancake sandwich kind of look here. You can see both of the woods that are used to make this guitar, and I think on some of the other neck through guitars you could see even more wood that is used to make their guitars, and I don't know, I just think this is a really nice aesthetic touch. Also lets you know that you're getting some really good chunks of wood here that are going to be used for your guitar. We have Dunlop strap locks, we have the output jack right in here, it's kind of tucked away, which is really nice, but it is also a barrel jack, and if you know me, you know that's not really my favorite style of input jack. One volume, and again, we've installed it to a push-pull, 3-way toggle selector, hip shot bridge, 2 Caparison pickups. Not too sure of the model or the output resistance and things like that, but if it's anything that's made in Japan, I'm sure they're gonna be pretty awesome. Flipping the guitar to the back, this is a bolt-on construction with a really sculpted neck heel right here, and going up to the 24th fret and up and around here. This feels really comfy. It does really remind me of a neck through. Fretboard access is not an issue. I can get up to the 24th fret without having to position my hand like that or something. Like, this is very comfy, and when I flip the guitar around, like, my hand just fits there really nicely on that neck joint there. Feels really good. Going to the back of the guitar, we have a 5-piece maple and wenge neck here. The neck radius goes from around 350 millimeters at the nut, and it flattens out to around 400 millimeters. And it feels really good. The sides of the neck are pretty rounded as well. We get some rounded shoulders. It feels really comfy. Kind of reminds me of an ESP Thin U mixed with like an Ibanez like Wizard. It's not super thin, but it is flat, and it's like, it's very comfy, it's very nice, and Yeah, the quality control on this is really, really good. We got 24 nickel frets on a 25.5-inch scale length ebony fingerboard. We got the signature Caparison clock inlays, which look so, so good. We got lumen lace side dots on the side, which will help you play on dark stages much easier. We got the Devil's Tail headstock here. Again, this is something I always really liked about these Caparison guitars. The headstock also has a bit of a textured finish. I honestly thought it was dust at first, but it seems like it's like this matte, like almost rhino liner, like headstock overlay here. It feels really cool, looks really cool as well, and yeah, it's a really nice touch on these guitars. And flipping the guitar to the back, we have hip shot locking tuners, and that's more or less it. This guitar feels really solid. There's no sharp fret edges, there's no tall fret edges. The neck feels really good. The build construction's really good. There's a lot of nice hidden features on these Caparison guitars from what I've kind of seen from this example here that really makes these guitars special, especially with the metal control cavity. All the wiring is like pretty well perfect. This guitar really stays out of your way. It feels really good. It's super comfy, and you have very high quality control to kind of match that. So yeah, this is a really good first impression of these guitars. Let's plug it in and let's hear how this thing sounds. Alright, so after living with this guitar, plugging it in, playing some tunes on it, getting it all dialed into how I like it for the owner of this guitar, I gotta say, like, this thing absolutely rules. And this is a really great first experience with Caparison guitars. So being able to like live with it, set it up to how I like it, and you know, just get my overall first impressions, like this is a really good first impression. The neck feels really good, there's no sharp frets, there's no tall frets, the quality of wood is really stellar on these guitars. All the hardware is really good on this. It's super easy to adjust. Hip shot bridge is super easy to adjust. The pickups sound really great as well. Neck joint on this guitar feels really good. The guitar is really well balanced. The guitar is not heavy at all. It's very resonant and sounds really good as well. It just really plays itself. The neck, I just gotta say, is so comfy, and I already know I've mentioned it, but like, This thing is awesome, and it's a very, very comfy neck. I also love the headstock. It's just very unique and different, and it really complements this guitar. Like, this thing is sick. It's very well built, high quality, and there's only a couple things that I dislike, specifically wishing this guitar had the push-pull potentiometer right from the factory. Again, I know how to wire those in, so that's super easy for me to do, but it would be nice if they just came from factory with them. And, you know, the barrel jack. I just don't like the barrel jack design. I've seen a lot of them prematurely fail, and that's something I don't want to deal with on a guitar that costs as much as these guitars do brand new. Another thing too is that when I'm playing in the classical position, sometimes my leg runs up against the cable here, and that will cause it to cut out. So that's a little bit annoying, but I'm sure if I was playing this guitar live and standing up, I would have no issues. Of course, there was no issues when I was demoing it in the video because I'm playing the guitar in like the traditional position, not the classical position. But yeah, one final thing is that these guitars are rolling in for around $3,500 USD, which is a good chunk of change for a guitar that might seem as basic as this is in terms of specs on paper. Now, the guitar feels awesome, but when you're getting into that price range, there are so many other options as well. If you really want a comparison, like, that's going to be the money that you're going to be spending. Unless you get a used one, this one came in used as well. The owner of the guitar picked this up for a pretty good price, so if you're going to get one of these things used, I think that's going to be the move. But if you are looking for one of these guitars brand new, that is going to be the price that you're going to be paying for them. It's a good chunk of change, so once again, consider this as well as other guitars if you're looking for guitars in that price range. But otherwise, this has been a really awesome first impression with Caparison, and I would definitely consider one in the future if I was looking to buy a guitar in this price range. And that's going to do it for today's video, checking out the Caparison Dellinger 2. Let me know all thoughts and opinions down below. Again, super sick guitar, especially if you can get one for a really good price on the used market. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I have tons more videos going over guitar deep dives, setups, tutorials, and all things guitar related on the channel. And if you are a returning viewer, make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss a single video that I upload. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you next time.